Hey guys, Logan here, and welcome back to my Steven Spielberg series. I'm going to be covering a select few of films that he has directed leading up to Ready Player One coming out March 30th. I already covered 4 of his films, Jaws, Saving Private Ryan, Minority Report, and War of the Worlds. And now my 5th Steven Spielberg review is going to be for The Adventures of Tintin. The story goes as the young Tintin, an adventurous like a detective of some sorts, buys a ship known as the Unicorn, or at least a replica of it. It was stolen. Tintin and his a fluffy dog named Snowy were on a search for it, and he was then captured, and he met face to face with Captain Haddock, voiced by Andy Serkis, and both of them found themselves to be joining forces to start their own journey to try to find 3 scrolls, and found out that there is a treasure of some sorts underneath the sea known as the Unicorn, which is a gigantic boat. And Tintin and Captain Haddock try to find it and ensure that they don't fall into the wrong hands from a specific main villain voiced by Daniel Craig. And that is pretty much the story that is revolving around The Adventures of Tintin. I watched this movie last night on Netflix, and I gotta say, I really liked it. Is it a flawless movie? No, I wouldn't really go that far, but it really is a very solid film to watch. Jamie Bell, who voiced Tintin, he did a good job, as well as other voice actors like Andy Serkis was fantastic as Captain Haddock, and Daniel Craig as like the main villain of the film, as well as everybody else. The voiceover was done very well. The voice acting and all that other stuff was done very well. And yeah, except for 2 actors who voiced the police officer twins, both of them, and I will get into them in just a few minutes. But let's move on with more positives. This movie looked beautiful. I can't really tell if that was actually CGI or if it was actually motion captured, because this movie looks just about almost realistic. Almost realistic, at least most characters in this film, particularly Tintin. This movie almost looked like it was in real life. The animation really looks so realistic, and it kind of felt a little bit too realistic, and I don't necessarily have a problem with it. It's just that something that I don't think I ever seen a film that is have an animation that was that much realistic, making it almost look like that it was taken in real life. And that is something that I thought Steven Spielberg did an impressive job with this film, or at least someone who does the animation for this film. Most of the action scenes were done very well. I say most of them because there were some action scenes that don't seem like they could happen in real life and all that other stuff. Just kind of a little bit cartoony for me, but it wasn't really all that annoying because there weren't that much to say. But most of the action scenes, like I said, were done very well. Particularly one involving the chase scene. Now I gotta say, as I was watching that scene, the one of a chase of that falcon having 3 scrolls, it was done in one shot, and I was thinking to myself, damn, that that scene was done in one shot. I was like, wow. That kind of reminds me of a few scenes, one in one of the Hobbit films, or a few other films in particular. And that was really impressive. The type of humor you're going to get in this movie is pretty much a slapstick humor. And did the humor really work? Sometimes. But for me, it didn't do very much for me. There were times where I did laugh at some of the humor that this movie tries to bring out. But for the most part, the humor kind of got a little bit stale, to say the least. Especially because of the 2 police officer twins. Speaking of which, let's talk about them. They were one of the, I guess you could say, downfalls of this movie for me. They were just there just to throw in some slapstick humor. I feel like they were just there for nothing more than to say something funny, or just did something that is pretty much humorous or something like that. And for that reason alone, I was disappointed. They could have done more with them instead of just having them be the funnier or hilarious comedic sidekicks to Tintin or Captain Haddock. And this movie is like a finding out a clue or trying to solve a mystery type of film. There were like a few times where the information gets thrown at you for like clues that a couple or one character that found, and it's been trying to throw it to your face pretty quickly at times, and I thought that was kind of repetitive and annoying. Like, this movie is about like 1 hour and 47 minutes, and this movie didn't even felt like a nearly 2 hour long film. It felt more like an hour long film, because this movie was pretty fast paced. And sometimes when a movie is pretty fast paced, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And for this film, it's kind of in the middle for me. It works sometimes, but it doesn't work as well at times. So overall, I would say that The Adventures of Tintin was a well-directed, well-written, and well-shot, as well as well-animated film, because this is like an animated film, to watch, basically. You can easily sit down and watch this movie and just have fun with it. Is it like one of the best movies that Steven Spielberg has directed? I would say no. But I will say it's a pretty solid film. And Steven Spielberg, I felt like, did a good job with what he did in this film. I'm going to give The Adventures of Tintin a gold medal of honor. Anyway guys, that is my review for The Adventures of Tintin. My next review in my Steven Spielberg series is going to be for Warhorse, I believe. And it's going to be up on March 9th. So be on the lookout for my review for that film on March 9th. Mark down your calendar, or whatever. So anyway, that's about it. If you guys enjoyed my review for The Adventures of Tintin, please click the like button and comment down below to let me know what you think of this movie. If you enjoyed what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please press up there to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.